Hey everybody, let me talk in this video about functional interface. Functional interface mean interface have single function only. So how we implement functional interface and how we will treat it with lambda expression, that's what we will discuss in this video, and we will go more deep with lambda and functional interface. So to create functional interface, first that we create interface, I just create a new and I will create interface. Let me name it play game, okay, and I click create. This is basic interface. I say okay, this is functional interface, so I will just add notation, then I say F, then I just click control space. If you see, make sure F first character is capital, then select it. When you run this one, say hey, you say this is functional interface, but I cannot see any function in your work. Okay, I would say okay, I have one function I will implement. I would say public, this will not contain anything, public void, play. Okay, just have single method, name it play, and that is. So when you have interface having single method, this interface will name it as functional interface. So how we implement this method or this interface? I just create a new class. I will define it as a class. I'll say play game class. This way class, and I will create public static main method. Just create main method for working. So yes, also make sure you save this one before you go to next, so you will not have any problem. So I want to implement this interface, okay, or create instance from this interface with lambda. I will say okay, player play game, my play game equal. You just open a bracket, close it, because you see this single method does not take any input. So just open it, close it, then you say this sign, then you could implement the code. If it's one line, you could write directory. If it's more than one line, you just open a bracket and implement it any line of code. So just let me say system.out game is on, for example. So yes, then you close it. Here we go. What does that mean? That means okay, I get an instance from that interface and I implement the method here directory with this line of code. Now when I implement, I could call the method. I know I have implementation for a play. I could call it, so I could say play.play. You just, when you run it now, you have to see game is on because you implemented this with a new lambda expression. Could you remember how you was implemented that class in this previous work? You have you say okay, I will define a new class. I will name it my play game. For example, a class should be implement that interface play game. Then you just override this method. You say okay, I have this method, I need to override it. Then when you after override this method, you would just take this code and add it here. Then you could, for example, create interface for without lambda. So without you say okay, you just create instance from this class, my class instance equal new instance from this one. For sure this one have to be static because I'm calling from inside method. Then after I create instance, it does not take any input, then you could call that method for play to play the game. So see how much complex this and how much with lambda is easy this. So see this without lambda, you just create instance from the class, implement it, add code, and there's too many and spread in your work with too many classes. While with the new method, no, just directory, implement the method in one line and then call it and you're okay. Now wait, you say okay, what about this if this one take parameter? Let's say take integer x and integer y. That means this take two parameter. So how does work here? Just pass x and y. Pass, for example, two parameter. You say okay, x and y if you want. And yes, here we go. Say sys. For example, x equal in this way x, and just same thing do it for y. Just to show people how to send input for and y equal y. And now when I want to call this method, I have to send xy. Let me say 3 and 7. So two player 3 and 7. Now if you run it, here you see x7 3. That means okay, if this interface take parameter, you could go to the lambda and you pass same parameter to the lambda expression, and when you implement the interface, you are okay. So yes, this is the basic code I can show you in this video. And yes, here we're done, and thank you for watching.